Hey, what's up guys? It's Jason. I'm back again with another video, and I'm on the road, as you guys just saw from the pictures. I did some record shopping in Toronto, and I got to meet up with another fellow VCer, Brian from Embryonic Radio. It was a super fun day. We managed to only hit up 2 shops together, but then I hit up a third one after. Um, all that despite a sweltering heat wave going on in Toronto, but we hit up Sonic Boom, and we also hit up this store here. This is their logo, which is Invisible City. Now, Brian already posted his video. I'm still on the road technically, so I'm posting from my in-laws' house, but here is some of the stuff I got yesterday. So, starting off with some of the 7 inches that I got. These are all at Sonic Boom, and they're all super cheap. I got a bit of a flip vid to try and throw into this montage as well. There's loads of 7s, rock, pop, soul, funk, of course, is where I went some digging. And I found some Funkadelic here. So this one is One Nation Under a Groove, $5. Some more Funkadelic. Parliament, in fact, here's the Sonic Boom logo, by the way. Great shop, multi-floor, 2-floor basically, huge amount of selection. I sold some records there, also got some of my low noise tapes there. This one is Parliament Flashlight and Swing Down Chariot on the other side. This was $7. $5 for Funkadelic, again, with Knee Deep, which is an amazing track as well. Then I got something that I didn't really know this artist, Michael Pendleton Jr., Song for Sherry, had to pick that up, and it's on Philly International, so some Philly soul. Another funk record I got, this was $3. Phase O Funk, Breaking the Funk. Didn't know this one, but it's pretty solid. And then this one is really cool. It said on here, novelty funky 80s, and when I checked it out in the shop, it's pretty funny. There's like a vocal on there talking about stuff like, hey, I got this stuff, I got some stuff. So it's on Spitting Image Records and Flying Debris, and the song called Stuff from the 80s. I don't know if anybody out there has heard of it. Like I said, kind of a novelty 80s record, but pretty fun. So those were the 7s. Now let's get into the 12s. Alright, so for LPs and 12s that I got at Sonic Boom, first of all, I got some Clear, which is old school funk disco band. This is the album after Winners, which is my favorite one by them. But this has a couple of good tracks on here. It's only $5. Probably has one of the worst album covers known to man. I mean, there's worse, but this is a pretty boring album cover. Picture of the band on the back though, which is cool. So Clear, $5. Got the original inner sleeve, so can't go wrong with some pretty good quality funk. I got a 12-inch there, which is called In the Dark. In the Dark again is the series. I thought this was more of a techno label, but it's actually quite synth wave, dark wave, industrial, and they're usually compilations. So this is volume 3, and it's got some great, like I said, synth and industrial on this one, including a track by Frack, who I've been a big fan of lately, and picked it up for $10. Well, $9 used. So In the Dark again, number 3. That's a single. Now this is almost like a grail. In this video, I got about 3 grails actually yesterday. Well, one is really a real bona fide grail because I've been wanting it for a long time. This one is a short-term grail, but I was actually thinking about buying this. I saw Lionel Richie showing it, and I hadn't really thought about this album before, but I thought about getting the reissue, which would have cost me more, but I found an OG copy of Miles Davis. There you go. What's this album called? Get Up With It. It's a double album. It's from his Electric Phase, and it's very similar to Bitches Brew. I think it's like right after or before Bitches Brew, and just totally cool, murky, like kind of distorted electronic sounding, jazz. Sick album. Now, I did take a little bit of a risk because this is a VG, not a VG Plus. I don't really like to buy below VG Plus, but I checked it out in the shop and it seems fine. It's got some aesthetic looking scratches, but nothing that you can audibly hear really. So $25, and I got it. I don't have to order a fancy reissue. It's the real deal, original press, Canadian pressing on Columbia Records. So pretty happy with that. Now, the records that I got at Invisible City, which is actually across the street, as Brian mentioned in his video. It's a smaller shop, really cool shop. It's like a DJ shop. They have their own label. I've gotten some records on their label before. They're really into like reissuing like obscure old funk and disco, etc. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. The owners weren't there, but the person who was working there really helped us out. A lot of cool stuff there. Crates of old school hip hop, which Brian picked up an NWA single, and I got a little something from the hip hop bin as well. But first up, let's start off with some more soul and funk. I got some Royce, which I always thought was like a person, Royce, but it's actually just the band. Anyway, you guys know them from the Car Wash. It's the album I think that came out after the Car Wash. It's pretty good. It's Golden Touch, and there's a few good gems on this thing, so picked it up. Just checking the record label here. It's Canadian press. It's on Whitfield Records, but it's obviously distroed or picked up through Warner Brothers. Anyway, I got it for $7 used. Pretty good. Not bad funk. Got some more singles again too. Got this Hot Flash Records label. Here it is here. This was $10, $8. Jack Dixon. Good techno, almost tech house, I guess you'd call it, but not in that new school way. A little bit more old school sounding, heavy beats. Good record. Reviewed it in the shop. Another single I got on the Token label. This is out of Belgium, and I think the artist is Belgium as well. He's definitely European. Phase kind of goes by this symbol. I looked this up. There's actually some remixes on this. This is part 2 of a 2-part single series, sometime in the 2010s. Paid a little much for this. Is $20, but it is a solid techno single, and one that you don't see pretty often, very often in North America. So that's Phase on Token. Oh yeah, now I got a couple of real school gems here, but before getting to that, I did find this too. Ohio Players Gold. This is actually a compilation, the greatest hits, which I saw the CD much later on. It doesn't have the same cover. Maybe they couldn't get the cover art, or they were too cheap to get the cover art for the CD. But it is pretty cool cover art. As you can see, it kind of goes over. Let's see what's inside. Bit of a beat up copy. Some live pictures inside, etc. Ohio Players. Some great tracks. You guys know them. A lot of good funk stuff. And I picked that up for $8. Pretty nice album. Then I had to get this. This is a bit of a grail. I was kind of missing this from my Herbie collection. This is Manchild. I wanted to get this on vinyl. And yeah, it's a solid Herbie album, obviously from the 70s era. Paid $20 for this one. So a little high on the used price, but it's an OG Columbia. Good, pretty good condition. And yeah, there it is. I'll put that back in. Now, last but not least, from Invisible City, that record I've been looking for a while. Now, I thought this was actually an OG copy, but it's some kind of a reissue because it's in damn minty condition too. And I'm talking about the first Jungle Brothers album, Straight Out the Jungle. This is an awesome album. Totally love this record. It's got the mandrel samples. I was just talking about that the other day in one of my best of 70s records. A mandrel hanging on outside of town, that album. Mango Meat, the name of the song. That is all up in this business on the first track here, Straight Out the Jungle, the title track. There's other really cool hits on this one too. Jimbrowski's on here. Al House here, their big house track. On the Run's good, Behind the Bush. I mean, honestly, I have always had this on cassette. It's on Warlock Idlers out of New York. There's the back. And I think the original album art is different on the back, for one thing. And this is the Idlers label. Now, I've seen online a yellow center sticker with the logo, so I'm not sure exactly what copy I have here, but it's minty. And I'm just glad I finally have some Jungle Brothers. Jungle Brothers, you don't see that often. The albums reissued, done by the Forces of Nature, is the second album by them, which I also don't have. So I'm still on the hunt for some more Jungle Brothers But generally I have almost everything I want or need for hip hop in my hip hop collection. I'm talking mostly golden era, so 86 to like 93, that era. But I've been really getting into earlier 80s hip hop as well. So anyway, I got lots of hip hop, but I didn't have this one in my collection, and now I do. So after that, I did go check out Cops. I'll have a quick flip vid in there, but basically my phone died. Super impressed. Toronto's just got loads of record shops again. There were a few that closed down like last few years, but there's new ones popping up, or old ones that have relocated, like Cops. Cops with a K is a really good shop. They had like tons of OG presses. Hopefully you get to see that clip in this video. $100 records, $75 records, whatever, but you know, OG presses of Ramones and Stooges and Black Flag and Bad Brains, and I mean, it's not super rare stuff, but it's definitely not stuff that you see like every day, especially not in Canada, and you don't usually see them by the crate. So that shop had that. Invisible City also had crates of like OG press hip hop as well, that was like, you know, priced what they're worth basically. Now, last but not least, I did make a little stop at BMV, which is also, got to give a shout out to this. There's also a bit of a chain. There's 3 of them in Toronto, and they have all kinds of cheap used books, CDs, and some records, of course, and some comic books too. So I also pick up some of my comic book collection, which I got to do some videos for. I did get an old school Fantastic Four from Bronze Age. This one's actually 1979, number 213. And I got some of these X Factors for $1, basically, $1 each. Right? And I decided to try a little bit of the Howard the Duck series. You guys remember that movie? This is a Marvel character with a grouchy duck. So I got a couple of those. And I picked up an old school wrestling magazine too from the 80s. So you got Dusty right there on the cover. So pretty good haul. I'm pretty happy. I'm going to try to hit up a couple more shops today before we head back. But that is my overall haul so far from Toronto. And again, really cool meeting up with Brian, Embryonic Robot. I'll post a link to his channel. Definitely sub him up. He's got a great taste. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright. Funk, soul, and disco. 7s. Rose Johnson, Booker T, Phase O Funk, Breaking the Funk. Try that. Novelty Funk 1980s. $3. $5. One Nation Under a Groove. Wow. Funkadelic. Maybe this is going to be a 7-inch buying trip. Here, and rotate this. Another One Nation Under a Groove. Eddie Floyd. Knock on Wood. Okay, we got a lot of One Nation Under a Groove. Fantastic Four. First Choice. Knee Deep. Okay. Tops. Al Green. Okay, here we go. The Diodes. Definitely heard about that. Okay, look who I found. Brian, in the flesh. Embryonic Robot, right? Okay, what did you find so far? Anything? Oh, Wild Black Keys. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
This is
what?
Pan Am.
Don't know that. Yeah, don't know
soundtrack.
Oh, very cool. Okay. I found a shit ton of Soul 7 inches. I'm going to go check out.
this next joint to my man, Big Hookie and Baba. 1, 2, 1, 2.